mistakes. Don't worry that you're going to fail. Do worry if you don't initiate. And if you're going to be initiating things, then you have to take chances and use your common sense. Use your gut that tells you, yeah, you can do this reasonably safely. I mean, I don't want you to throw yourself out of a window to find out whether or not you can fly, because you can't. But I do want you to try new things. And if you use those rules, I believe the buzz will be yours.
And do you believe that those 3 rules apply as much to the business world as to the public sector?
Everybody in every profession, every business, it is not at all limited to people in public office.
Okay, when you came into your role as mayor, how did you start to use buzz to support and get things done?
Most people don't believe it when I say it, but I have a retiring personality. It's a struggle for me. Not so much anymore because of all the years that have gone by when I've been, the center of attention as mayor and so forth. But when I came in, I said to myself, if I am to get people to follow me, I have to be bigger than life. I can't be a retiring personality. I have to be able to say, as I said early in my administration to crowds, if you follow me, I will lead you across the desert. Now, that's a tough statement to make. It's sort of crazy. But people said, sure. And they did follow me. Or when the strike occurred for our subways and our buses and so forth, and I went down to the Brooklyn Bridge and I said to people who were walking across the bridge, walk over the bridge, walk over the bridge. We're not going to let these bastards, referring to the illegal strikers, bring us to our knees. And people began to applaud. So what I did, which was a little foreign to me, in the sense of I wouldn't, before becoming mayor, ever think of making the statement, I'll lead you across the desert, or spontaneously say to people by the thousands who are walking over the bridge, walk over the bridge. And people began to applaud. And I believe that kind of immediacy, that kind of reaction, that kind of buoying up the spirits of people, saying, we're not going to take it, we're going to win, would be examples of what I had in mind.
Okay, here's the big question. How do you engage with an audience?
Well, I'll tell you what the secret is, at least for me. I never read a speech. I have a speech available that I've written in case I need it. If I were to black out, I've never blacked out. So it's there. But I know my subject matter. And when I know my subject matter, what I want to be able to do is to talk directly to people and look them in the eyes. Very important. Eye contact. There are people who can read superbly. I'm not one of them. But speaking extemporaneously, I'm pretty good.
And what's the biggest mistake that people make when they try to use buzz?
I think the biggest mistake they make is to lose their credibility by seeking constantly to be on and talking and saying things that they're not qualified to say, simply to be part of the conversation. There's nothing wrong with shutting up.
And when you are perceived as having made a mistake, how do you manage your buzz? This probably has something to do with one of your 3 main points. I think the one about honesty.
I think that speaking the truth requires your willingness to admit error. And that's what lots of people are unable to do. I said, I'm happy to admit error because people respond to that. Everybody makes errors in their lives. And if a leader, in the sense that we're talking about, is willing to say, I made an error. And I said, listen, I'm happy to say it, and I have said it, for example.